I never thought I'd be the kind of person who would take on an entire homeowners association, let alone beat one at its own game. But after what they put me through, I realized playing fair was exactly what they were counting on. This all started when I moved into what looked like a quiet, picture-perfect neighborhood. Clean sidewalks, manicured lawns, friendly smiles. The HOA brochure promised community harmony. What it didn't mention was the constant harassment, arbitrary fines, and power-hungry board members who treated homeowners like tenants instead of owners. From day one, they nitpicked everything. Grass half an inch too long, trash cans out for 30 minutes too long, a guest parked overnight. Every letter ended the same way: pay up, comply, or face consequences. At first, I tried to work with them. I attended meetings, asked for clarification, requested written rules. That's when I realized something was very wrong. The HOA president and two board members owned multiple rental properties on the same block, and suddenly the rules made sense. Fines were waived for certain houses. Violations disappeared if you knew the right people. Meanwhile, owner-occupied homes like mine were squeezed relentlessly. One month, I was fined over $1,000 for aesthetic violations that weren't even listed in the bylaws. When I challenged it, they threatened a lien on my home. That was the moment I stopped trying to reason with them and started thinking strategically. Instead of fighting them directly, I started watching. I noticed for sale signs popping up one by one, families worn down by fines, legal threats, and stress. And that's when an idea formed, one that even surprised me. Quietly, through an LLC, I began buying the houses. Cash offers, quick closes, no drama. One by one, I bought the homes on my block, the same block the HOA leadership relied on for their voting majority. I didn't announce it, I didn't brag, I just kept purchasing, smiling at meetings, letting them think nothing had changed. Then came the annual HOA election. The room was packed, tense as usual, with the board confident as ever. When it came time to count votes, I stood up and calmly announced that I now owned every property on the block except two, and that per the bylaws they loved to weaponize, each property carried a vote. The silence was unreal. You could feel the air leave the room. The HOA president laughed nervously at first, until I slid the deeds onto the table. That's when panic set in. For the first time, they weren't in control. Within minutes, everything changed. Motions were challenged. Rules were suddenly open to interpretation. The same people who told homeowners to just move if you don't like it now were begging for compromise. I voted to dissolve several predatory rules, removed special privileges for board-owned rentals, and initiated an independent audit of HOA finances. You should have seen their faces when they realized the system they built to control others had turned on them. Some were angry, some were embarrassed, one actually walked out. The aftermath was even better. Fines were refunded, liens were dropped. Neighbors who had been afraid to speak finally did. Families who almost lost their homes stayed. And the HOA? It still exists, but it now serves the community instead of terrorizing it. I didn't do this out of spite. I did it because no one should feel powerless in their own home. Sometimes the only way to stop a bully is to take away the leverage they rely on. So, if you're dealing with an HOA that's out of control, remember this: read the bylaws, watch the patterns, and never assume the loudest person in the room holds all the power. Because sometimes the quiet homeowner in the back is buying the whole block and waiting for the perfect moment to speak.